Welcome my souls to this joyous video in the beginning of December with terrible lighting because it's super cloudy outside, but we'll figure it out. It's atmospheric, right? Let's just say it's atmospheric. I want to talk to you about nail design today and how I paint my nails to enhance my magic. Basically, anything ornamental that I think humans in general place on their bodies, whether it's clothing, jewelry, tattoos, makeup, nail paint, any of that, face paint, any of it has a meaning. It has some sort of magical effect on you that makes you feel something and that may make you more mindful or more aware. And depending on how aware you are of the choice of things you wear or put on your body, you can enhance your magic and enhance your intention. So today I will go through step by step how I use painting my nails as a way to setting an intention or strengthening an intention, practicing mindfulness, and heightening my awareness of the universe and of everything that is around me, of my intention. So integrating magic into your everyday life isn't always easy. Sometimes we think everything we do that is outside of meditation or spiritual thinking or tarot is not related to magic. But I think that's not true, and I always try to find ways to integrate my magical processes with the things I do anyway. And painting my nails, at least for me, is something I do anyway. If you're not the kind of person to paint your nails, that's totally fine. There's no need to do it. It is purely ornamental, just like there is no need to wear jewelry, no need to wear fancy clothing. I'm a bit nervous because you'll see my naked nails for the first time, and they aren't looking too great right now. They aren't entirely discolored, but they are definitely very broken. Let's see if that shows up on the camera. But yes, if there's any discoloration, I just want to warn you, nails, when they are painted very often, become slightly yellow. That has nothing to do with me smoking, because I don't smoke. So if they are discolored, it's because of the nail polish that I regularly put on there. So before we jump into the nail painting footage that I shot for you and this nail design, I want to talk to you about the prepping and the steps you have to take before you start painting your nails and setting your intention. It's basically spell preparation. So let's talk about how you can make nail painting magically significant. Your hands are something that you see every day, all the time. Even if you don't realize it, your hands are almost always in your field of vision, or very often, let's say. So they are the perfect place to put something that is supposed to remind you of your intention. And we have 3 things that we can play with here. Depending on how you do it, you have even more. You have the intention that you want to set, you have the color of your nails, and you have any symbols that you wish to put on your nails. This is sort of like a temporary tattoo, because a tattoo, most of the time, if it has a meaning and isn't purely ornamental, is supposed to remind you of something. With nail art, it can remind you of something too, except it's not on your body forever. That is why I also draw runes on my skin very regularly. If I feel like there's a certain rune that I would like to carry with me, I just draw it on my arm. Why not? And it kind of works the same way with my nails. So let's go through those 3 things: intention, color, and symbols. We're getting to the nail painting in a second, and I'm going to show you the design that I did for this video. Sorry, there's a fly around. I keep swatting it, and I probably look crazy, but that's okay. My intention for this December is to connect with my inner knowing more and to be conscious of how much I take on, because December is a very, very busy time at my day job. I also do a little bit of YouTube on the side, as you can plainly tell, Instagram, and family and friends, it's all very much in December. And I want to remind myself to connect with my core, my spirituality, not lose my spiritual time in the hustle and bustle of things, and basically stay connected and stay happy. And that is the purpose of this nail design. I chose black because I love black nails in general. It is the color that my nails are most often. And then I chose silver as the second color because silver, as you will see, relates to the moon and relates to intuition, to inner knowing, to being aware of the things that you don't always have in the front of your mind, but that may be important, if that makes sense. That is why as a symbol to put on my nails, I chose a little moon. I most usually do dots on my nails in order to have a combination of colors. If you want to find the love of your life, you could paint your nails red and then give them a yellow dot because yellow is the color of luck and red is the color of love. It's kind of like color magic, or if you want to get rich, you can make your nails green. If you're doing a money spell, for example, you could paint your nails green so you can always carry that spell with you rather than only burning a green candle. Or if you're not that whoosh out there green nails, you could also make your nails black and just put little green dots on them, and they will remind you throughout the day of your intention of attracting money or financial stability, and so on. Or maybe you are studying for an exam and you need to calm your mind, not stress out. So blue might be a good color to paint your nails, and you can combine it with whatever other color or whatever symbol also means calming and focusing your mind on something for you. So basically just go by your associations and figure out what colors mean what to you and what symbols you want to use. I use runes, for example, sometimes, or just plain symbols like this moon that I put on my nails. You'll see a close-up of them just in a second. And yes, that is the planning phase, basically, where you plan the intention, the color, and the symbol you want. For example, you could also use the rune for comfort, or you could use a travel rune if you're going traveling and you want to kind of take that safety that this rune provides with you. You could do that. If you're very talented and you connect to plants very well, you could also embed a dried flower, a very tiny dried piece of flower in your nails, or you could paint a whole flower if you're that talented. So yes, there are basically no limits. It is art and you are going to see it every day, which is why we are going to start with a base coat, because base coats are very important for durability. I always use 3 layers: base coat, color coat, and then top coat. But we'll get to that in a second. First of all, my naked nails. Enjoy. And also you can place any crystals or any tarot cards or oracle cards or plants that kind of relate to you and your intention in the vicinity of your nail painting area, as you can see here. So as I start with the base coat, I kind of lay the basis for my intention. As I paint my nails, I think about how I don't want to be overwhelmed by all of the tasks and expectations and commitments of December, but how I still want to enjoy life. I'm not going to go into hermit mode and tell everybody that I'm out of the world, because that's not exactly what I want either. If that's what you need in December, go right ahead. It's totally fine. And yes, basically kind of settle into your intention. Now, the meat of the spell or of the magic I do while I do the color coat, because the base coat is kind of just, it's really quick and easy and not as mindful to me. But with the color, you have to be careful, obviously. So you could visualize your intention and the color with every single brush stroke that you do. Or you could say a word, or you could say a poem with every single brush stroke you do, or every nail. You could also assign different meanings to the nails and, play around with that. Now, two things that I really want to say. If you overpaint and paint your skin, do not worry about it. That washes off like basically 2 hours after you're done. So I never care about that. I sometimes try to correct it with one of my other nails, but I'm never going to take a Q-tip, dip it into nail polish remover and try to rub it off or something. That is just way too much work. At least for me, I'm lazy. And I just let it sit there and peel it off after it has dried 2 hours later. Now, you can kind of even get into a meditative state as you paint your nails, I find. And this is kind of what we want to get to. That's why it's great if you have a word that you can say over and over again, or a mantra that is part of your spell. We're going to move on to the next color now, which is going to be the silver accents. You basically just make a little puddle of nail polish and put your dotting tool into it and make a dot. If you do not have a dotting tool, you can also use either a match, because matches always have round heads, or you could take a needle, dip it into wax a few times so that it gets a round tip, and use that. As far as the dotting is concerned, I actually didn't practice the moon before. It didn't turn out perfectly, but I was actually surprised that I managed to kind of figure it out. If this is too advanced for you and you just want to do like one color, that's absolutely fine too, of course. Just do what works for you, do what feels best, and what's fun for you. Now, as you let it dry before we apply the top coat, you can wait, do any sort of hand movements you want to do, maybe play a little with the energy between your hands, think about your intention, think about what these nails are supposed to remind you of every time you look at them. I just really love combining colors in a very understated way, and that's why recently these dots have just become a staple of my nail painting. And I basically always have painted nails because I love long nails, and you cannot have long nails if you do not paint your nails. They would break off so quickly, at least for me. So I need to basically protect them with nail polish so that they can grow healthily and grow beautifully. They might still break off, but they are a lot more stable with nail polish on than without. Now, conveniently, we have a top coat to seal in not only the color, but also our intention. And sealing your intention is basically, at least for me, it's very important in a spell. It's very important in magic that you really absorb the intention into your body, into your mind. And I feel like the top coat is really basically, I'm trying to look for a good magical analogy here. I don't know. It seals in the intention is my point. I can't think of a really witty metaphor. If you can, let me know in the comments. And yes, that is basically the whole of the spell. Let me know if you like painting your nails or not, if you've ever used nail painting for magic, or if you can imagine it, because I feel like it's very close to candle spells and any color magic. And there's basically no boundaries. Once you know how to paint your nails, you can do any design you want, any rune you want, anything, really. And I love that. You could even, there's kind of methods to put words onto your hands, where you soak a piece of paper with writing on it in alcohol, place it on your hand, and then it has a word. So you could even put words on your nails. And I think there is nothing more inspiring and more magical than ornaments that remind you of your intention and remind you of your magic whenever you look at them. That is why I love tattoos, and that is why I also love nail polish and makeup, possibly, even though that you don't see that very often because you don't look in the mirror all the time. But anyways, blah, 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 blah. I hope you enjoyed this. If you need some help thinking of spells, I also have a video about why some spells work and why some spells do not work. That's 2 different videos that explain how you can basically find out what works for you, how you can make a spell that actually nourishes your mind and isn't just empty words or empty symbols to you. If you try the whole nail magic thing, tag me on Instagram or send me a photo or do whatever. I want to see it. If you paint your nails with intention, I really, really want to see them. I wish you all the best of December. See you all next time.